Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. Before we begin, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because you're getting, as I said before, daily and consistent hot topics in a variety of areas. I've already posted a couple of videos for you today, and if you're not following me on social media, everything is at TheKempire. For more links on how you can support the channel or follow me on social media will be available in the description of this video. We are going to recap Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine. We've been doing this mashup because you all say you love the mashup of both. They both air on the same night. I was going to go live yesterday to recap it, but then I remembered it's Memorial Day and it was the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Massacre. If you don't know what that is, be sure to check out my profile on TikTok or on Kempire Daily, where you can get a little bit of history on Tulsa and that Black history that no one really knows about. There are still people commenting saying that they didn't know that story. So if you haven't checked out that story, be sure to check it out. I give you a quick minute on what that is. That way you're able to get a little taste of what that is, and you can do your own research. Also, it is June 1st. Happy June and happy Pride Month. So I said, let me put a little color on. Let me put a little color. I put a little color on today. Let me sit up a little bit. I'm like leaning in. What's going on TikTok? Head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. That way I'll be able to see all of your comments. Everyone's in the building. I love seeing all the rainbows. Let me see all the rainbows for the rest of Pride Month. I think finally this month, this year, we will finally have a Pride parade. We had to cancel it, of course, because of the pandemic last year. But let's hope that this June is an amazing, colorful, and spectacular one. As always, Black Lives Matter, but also Black trans lives matter, Black artists matter, Black creators matter. Everything Black matters. Just in case, don't forget, last year this time there was a lot of social injustice marches going on around the world. So we're not going to forget that this month, because although, this is probably one of my favorite quotes from Dr. King, and an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So an injustice in the Black community, an injustice in the Jewish community, an injustice in the Asian community, an injustice within the LGBTQIA community is an injustice that could potentially be for all of us. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about Shahs of Sunset. So I wanted to do a quick recap on Shahs of Sunset because I've been digging deep into Shahs of Sunset. I've been watching from season 1. I told you I'm a Johnny-come-lately. It's not because I didn't want to watch. It's just there's so many things to watch. And I always know what's kind of going on in the atmosphere of these reality stars. But I said, let me watch the show now. I get why exactly people love Shahs. I get it. Reza, I've turned a corner on, y'all. I am shocked that Reza is still on the show, but then I also understand TV. I understand why Shahs is so successful, and it's largely partially because of Reza, unfortunately. And look, we've discussed it many times. What he did last year, exposing MJ's, medical records, should have gotten him fired. It should have gotten him fired. But there's been a lot of things that Reza has said and done over the years that I'm seeing that should have gotten him fired. And honestly, I've turned a corner on MJ. I know a lot of people don't like MJ, but I don't think MJ's that bad. Do I think MJ's a great person? No. But I don't think MJ's as bad as people have made her out to be. I actually think Gigi and Reza are probably the worst. But that's just me. Remember, I'm only in season 2, and I'm watching, of course, the current season. And luckily for the current season, they really kind of throw you back to a lot of what's gone on over the years. I know a lot of people love Lily. I was talking with Contrary Canary here on YouTube yesterday about, Shahs and things like that. Look, I didn't love Asa so far, but I'm still watching. I was in a different place last week. I might be in a different place next week. But this week, Reza's on my ish list. Who else is on my ish list? Gigi's on my ish list. Asa, I don't hate Asa because she's quirky like me when it comes to like crystals and, spirituality. So I could kind of connect with her there. But then, I don't know, there's something about her that I don't love. And then I hear that Reza and all them had some very like derogatory things to say about her relationship with Jermaine Jackson Jr. So I'm like, okay, wait till I get to that point, because next week I might feel completely different. This week, though, in the latest episode, they are still on this trip in Palm Springs, and they're trying to mend, specifically Reza and MJ are trying to mend their relationship. And I don't know. I feel as if Reza and MJ could mend their relationship, but of course they have that whole court situation that's in between. It's going to be almost impossible for them to mend their relationship with that still being there. But I get why it's there. But then I don't get why it's there still. Look, I will be posting a link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts in just a second. Cubby says diamond water. Exactly. I mean, her shopping for the diamonds. The guy laughing at her when she took the diamond and put it to her head like this. And we're talking about Asa. I keep calling her Asa. Sorry, y'all. I was like, oh, girl. Oh, girl. She said, oh, this one feels better. This one feels better. Oh, because the price is cheaper. This one feels so much better. We'll revisit Asa at another date. But this, they're celebrating Mike's birthday in this episode. We also meet, I finally got to meet Shervin. Shervin made an appearance. Okay, you guys were right. He's all right. I mean, he's all right. He's all right. We found a really great picture of him a couple of weeks ago and we posted it up here. He's all right. Shervin's all right, but he seems like he's a level-headed guy. But he also had a situation with Gigi, and like I said, I love the fact that they kind of go back and they let us know what happened, because I would have been like, why is there an issue with Gigi? But Gigi seems to have an issue with everyone, even the damn planner that came, who's been on the show like 10 years ago. She had an issue with that one. But I did enjoy the conversation that they had about motherhood and about what she's going to tell her son later in regards to not actually having a physical father for him. So I did enjoy that kind of conversation. But Gigi, you might be the common denominator. I didn't love how Gigi came at MJ about the issue of last year. I get it. That's part of the show. That's part of what makes the show so interesting, all of this conflict. But with that being said, MJ looked like she was trying to come from a good place. And I feel as if that Gigi specifically was not trying to hear her. I feel like Gigi was not trying to hear her, even though everyone else is trying to make amends. Everyone's trying to make peace. Even Reza made peace somewhat peace with Nima in the last week's episode. I'm not sure how I feel about Nima, y'all. Nima's okay so far, but he's very he falls in the background. There's not a lot going on with Nima. I like some of his confessionals. I think he's funny and witty, but he's not really there. He's not really there. Is that just me? Am I the only one that feels that way? Is that Asil on TikTok says, I love Shervin. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of Shervin. We only got to see him a little bit in this last episode, but I enjoyed looking at him. And apparently Gigi not only has conflict with everyone, she also has relationships with everyone, allegedly. Well, not allegedly. I also learned a lot of new words, a lot of new Farsi words. Nas, duel. Okay, I learned the dirty words, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you first learn a new language? All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, I do want to talk about, again, Gigi and Mike's fight. First of all, it seemed as if they were getting along. He came out with his shorty shorts, and they seemed like they were getting along, and they were having a quick banter. That turned quickly. How quickly that turned to her calling his girlfriend the B word, and him saying that she's an unfit mother. I was like, okay, all right, Mike. Look, I get you're upset about her saying what she said, but that's the way that Gigi talks. I didn't even take that personally when she called his girlfriend the B word. I was just sort of like, okay, that's just the way that Gigi talks. But he took it personal and then called her an unfit mother. Like, that's not her calling your girlfriend the B word and you calling her an unfit mother. Come on. I felt like that was too far. And he needs to apologize to Gigi. He did not in this episode, but Gigi said you need to put a muzzle on your beep. It is what it is. But also in that fight, Reza gets very emotional. He says that he doesn't want to be in the middle of it, but he likes being in the middle of everything. Come on, Reza, stop trying to act like you don't like being in the middle of everything. You do. So he gets emotional when having a conversation with MJ, and I believed him in this emotional moment where he says that Mike was over at the house with the baby, and of course, we saw that he was denying and came up with this really far-fetched story about the texting situation. But Reza got in his feelings though, like, oh my God, he got to meet the baby, or he was over at the house, so he's missing his friend of 30 years. But Reza's not really a good friend. I'm backtracking and I'm watching all of these episodes of Shahs of Sunset, and Reza's not a good friend. Like and mind you, in this new episode, Mike calls Reza an alligator. And I think when at the end of this episode, when Mike's talking about a snake in the group, I think he's referring to Reza. That's why I made the thumbnail a snake, because not only is there a snake in this group, there's a snake in the Married to Medicine group. Oh my goodness. First off, I know I'm jumping around. I hope you guys are okay with me jumping around. I just have to give you what's coming to my thoughts. And also, I'd like to highlight the more important areas that were good. I do like how these people party, though. I like how they party. Not to say that I'm a partier. I'm not a partier at all. But I like the fabulousness of everything. They went out playing polo just because they're trying to be bougie. I love stuff like that. I've never played polo. I was like, okay, I can appreciate what they're trying to do here. It is what it is. But yeah, so I don't know. It seems like who are the true genuine friends here? Because although these people have known each other for many years, I'm a strong believer just because you've known someone for many years doesn't make them your best friend, doesn't mean that you need to be friends with them for the rest of your life. That's what evolution is for. You're supposed to evolve and leave these friend groups sometimes. That's why a lot of the friends I had from like high school and college, we're maybe friendly on Facebook, but I'm not hanging out with these people. I'm not spending all this time, but we also have to remember they're filming a reality show that pays them very well. So they're forcing these relationships. And I think that's part of the reason why last season, everything went to a whole other level, is because some of these friendships should be over. Like, I could not be friends with Reza. I do think Reza is a snake. I think a lot of people will agree with me. If you're watching this after the live, you'll let me know what you think about Reza in the comments. I think Reza is a snake. Susie says they sure are messy. Their house was trashed. Reza and what is it? Adam is his husband's name. That's a whole other situation. I can't wait till I really get through all the seasons. First of all, this is the 9th season. There's a lot to watch. And I have to say, it's a good show. It's entertaining. I'm staying up to date on it. I'm enjoying this new season so far. And I like the fact that they're giving us a little back history. I just wanted to see if there's other areas that I wanted to talk about before we get to Mike and his confession. No, I guess, look, I'll get into Mike's confession because I don't want to waste time, because I want to give you guys an opportunity to call in. So Mike admitted finally, because we all knew from the minute it happened, because he was lying about, first of all, I don't have WhatsApp. Nima's like, we have a WhatsApp group. Why would you lie about something like that? Why would you lie about having WhatsApp? Like, you're a terrible liar. And based on what people have told me, there have been years of you guys having these sorts of issues. And I'm at the point where he's about to, he's introducing this new girl to his family. I'm backtracking, y'all, for those that don't know. This is my first time getting to Shahs of Sunset. So I'm backtracking, watching I'm on season 3. And, Mike is introducing this new girl to his family. He's ready to marry this woman. Fast forward, I hear that he marries her, divorces her because Mike's a cheater. Mike is a cheater. Rob says, Mike doesn't know anything else but how to lie. And he's not good at it. He's not even good at it. Like, if you're going to be a liar and a cheater, be good at it. Like, I wanted to like Mike, but you are a liar and a cheat. What's that song? Like, I'm hearing it in my head. Liar. Liar. You are a liar, Mike. Oh, let me just drop the link for y'all to call in. Let me pin it as well. Hold on. All right. First of all, we have over 100-something people in the chat. We are celebrating 13,000 new subscribers, almost 13.1 subscribers. 13.1 thousand subscribers. We appreciate all of you. I want to kind of get past 13,000 though. I'm big on my numbers. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so we can get to 14,000. I don't like the number 13. I don't like the number 13. But I love the fact that we are growing Kempire so much. He said, damn, Kemp, you are passionate about this show. I am, because it is a good show. I get why people love the show. I get why Shahs of Sunset has been on for 9 seasons. But let's move on. Mike admits to cheating. Now, I guess most people would consider this cheating, even though it was just texting. I mean, if you were hiding and lying about it, lie. Sorry, it's in my head. It's in my head. But yeah. So let me sit up. I don't know why I'm so relaxed. Let me sit on up. Yeah. So Mike admits to it, and everyone's like, finally. But you know what I was getting? I can't remember that guy, the relationship guy here on YouTube, and you guys can let me know in the comments, when he admitted to cheating on his wife, and he had his wife standing right beside him. Even though we've seen this multiple times in other politicians and whatnot, and we see this poor girl, Paulina. He's admitted, he's like, I'm hoping he had this conversation and that he said he was going to say this on camera before putting her on the spot, because poor Paulina's like, okay, yes, you did send the text. Okay. Oh, exactly. Reza has been the snake for a long time. Again, why I named this thumbnail a snake, because there's a snake not only in Shahs of Sunset, but there's a snake in Married to Medicine. And I'm going to talk all about it in just a second. I posted the link, guys, if you want to call in and share your thoughts on this. Oh, yes, Derek Jackson. That's who I was talking about, cheating on his wife and then having this poor wife sit there while he admits to his cheating on the World Wide Web. Lord. Anyways, so those are my thoughts on this latest episode. I'm fully in, but Mike alludes to there being a snake in the group. I think he's talking about Reza. And based on the preview that we see for next week, it definitely seems like he's talking about Reza. And based on what I've seen so far of Shahs, Reza is definitely a snake, and he should not be trusted. I don't understand how Reza's even on the show anymore, especially after last season. You Better Post says Reza is fame hungry. It's obvious to me, and also I get why Bravo and True Original, who produces this as well, and Ryan Seacrest of all people produces this. Why they keep him on? He's a part of the show. They like what he brings to the show. Susie says Andy loves him. Andy would love him. He's so problematic. This last episode alone, he says to Nima, fix your, well, not this last episode, week before, fix your nose. Like, really? Is that what we're doing? And then I was watching an old episode where he was sort of like, oh, I don't like my liquor like I don't like my men dark. I was like, I get this was like almost 10 years ago. No, it was actually less than that. It was probably like 7 years ago, this episode. I was like, Reza says some very problematic things, and I hear he says more problematic things as well. Just saying. Natalia tells me, Natalia, I'm going to bring you up. Natalia says that she loves Reza. Oh, maybe you'll change my mind. Natalia?
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hi, guys. Hi, Kempire.
You said in the comments that you love Reza. Why? Sell him on me.
Because he's interesting. He brings drama, and Reza does no wrong in my eyes.
Oh, he does no wrong at all?
No.
Even after last season?
Yeah, he's just getting even.
He's just getting even?
Yes, MJ deserves it. She's very problematic. So, yeah.
What did you think of this last episode?
Which one?
This last episode.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet? Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but Mike admitted to sending those texts, even though we already knew that.
Oh, Mike. I mean, I like Mike,
Even though he's cheated like on every girlfriend that we've met?
Even what?
Even though he's cheated on every girlfriend that we've met on this show?
Yes.
Natalia!
These people don't do any wrong in my eyes. Just like how these Porsche stands are like Porsche doesn't do any wrong in her eyes. So it's just the way with Reza and Mike.
I want to call you Miriam now, okay? The fact that you bring it back to Porsche. Oh, Lord. Natalia, anything else before I let you go?
Yeah, like, did you see the outfits of the Real Housewives of, not Real Housewives, Married to Medicine, Atlanta, the reunion outfit?
Yes, we did a whole video on it. If you guys missed it, we did a whole live talking about the Married to Medicine reunion and their looks, which is a perfect segue for us to talk about this latest episode of Married to Medicine. Did you watch that, Natalia?
Yeah, I just like watch clips on Instagram.
You watched what did you watch?
I saw the last time about them like on the dinner table, and then Toya confronting Dr. Jackie like you should like stand up for when it's wrong, and then Lisa and Heavenly got into each other.
Did you enjoy, like, did you have a favorite part of Married to Medicine this week?
Yeah, because it's only Toya and Simone because they're my favorite.
You just have favorites all around. Natalia, thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate you.
Welcome, love you.
Bye. Oh, I see a familiar face in the chat. Let me bring her up. Shannon Van. How are you?
I'm so excited that you're doing Shahs.
I'm literally doing a deep dive of the early seasons, and I'm watching the current season.
Okay, well, you don't have to do a deep dive. I actually made a deep dive on my channel. You can just watch that.
Oh, when did you do that? Was that recent?
Yeah, I did it about a week before the season started. So what's that, a month ago?
Oh.
And I highlighted my favorite moments, like the buttery chocolate croissant.
Oh.
Do you remember the buttery chocolate croissant? Have you gotten there yet?
No, I have not.
Ooh, boy.
There's a lot of stuff that's happened over the years. I mean, this is season 9, so.
But it's not like the Housewives where at season 9, you're kind of like, I know what's happening next. Shahs isn't like that.
I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it. But Reza is so problematic.
Isn't he? Okay. I don't know how PC your channel is. Did you notice the amount of green that he was consuming on the episode?
What do you mean green?
420.
Oh. Reza, let's just hope it's just that. Because Reza's behavior is very interesting.
Right? Because if you were that way, you would be chill and cash and relaxed.
And he's not. He's not.
Do you think Gigi has conspired with him with this Mike thing? Because Mike was pointing her out at the table. I think with you, it was Reza. But Mike was saying something to Gigi like, you're not going to be laughing for long.
Gigi also is problematic too. She's had a fight with every single person. And I'm only on season 3. And I'm like, what is happening here?
I highlight some of her better fights in my recap too.
Oh, I have to watch that. And when I watch it, I'm going to link it in the description of this video so you guys can do a deep dive as well, just in case you missed Shannon Van. Shan, did you have like a favorite moment from this latest episode? Besides Mike admitting to the text that we already knew about?
Nima saying that his balls were on fire when he was on the horse. He was so awkward. It was amazing. And then actually I lied. My first moment was Reza being a sprinter, an Olympic sprinter, trying to interrupt Reza talking with Jessica. Or not Jessica. Oh!
That was his wife, right? Ooh, you're not the first person to do that. We've talked about her before, and people have mixed her up with Paulina. Poor Paulina, poor thing. Did you feel bad for her though when he was admitting, and she has to stand beside him?
And the way she was even like caressing him while he was admitting it, I'm like, girl,
she needs some self-esteem.
I know, but I think the thing is with her, and I think we're forgetting, she's introduced her 2 young kids to Mike. So as a single mom, I get it. Once you've introduced someone to your kids, it's like, oh, oh, I don't want to have to take it back.
Not take it back. Oh, I mean, look, this episode was good for me. It was a solid episode. I just, speaking of Nema, I said Nema's funny to me. I like his confessionals, but with that being said, he sort of pales back in regards to everyone else because everyone else is such big characters.
Do you think part of that might be that he is not connected the way the rest of them are? Like they've been connected their whole life. Nema just showed up because his sister went on a date with Mike.
That's how he shows up?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
I ruined the surprise.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with spoilers.
Yeah, his sister, who was like a vegan, Mike dating a vegan, and this new girl's a vegan too. That doesn't fit for some reason.
Mike makes bad decisions in regards to his love life. Oh, speaking of, Shantae loves Mike. Don't you, Shantae?
No, I think you're thinking about somebody else.
Danielle. Danielle loves Mike.
Is it Danielle?
Danielle
Somebody
loves Mike.
loves him some Mike. It's a couple of different callers that love him some Mike. I'm just like exhausted of him. I'm like, child. Because remember, I keep telling you, my thing is why keep getting into monogamous relationships when it's just easier to just be out there, be single, be free. If you want to be wild, be wild. Like nobody's ever going to fault a man for wanting to do that. It's just ladies that get the static for it the most.
What
so, I just
You know what it is.
He likes his cake and eat it too.
He likes his cake and eat it
which I think it's just so stupid though. You would think just being single and being able to go with who you want when you want would be easier than that. Or that would be having your cake and eat it too. It's so stupid.
you just threw it, Mike.
It's so stupid. I'm just like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I think, time will tell if he was serious about that little speech he made about, I'm sorry. And I'm like, well, you don't owe all of them an apology. You owe Paulina the apology. Like that's what makes it a little bit more sincere. That kind of made it come off as just too contrived and borderline phony, in my opinion. So.
Someone just mentioned Shervin.
Swervin Shervin.
Dan, what are your thoughts on Shervin? What should I know about Shervin? I know he's good looking, but seeing him in motion this episode, I was like, he's all right.
Do you like an extremely hairy man?
Oh, no.
No, like he's extremely hairy.
I know when I read your face, like I don't mind hair, but when you said extremely hairy, I was like,
extremely. I personally, if I had to pick who was better looking, it is Mike. But Shervin is a better personality, better businessman, but also a guy that drives a red Ferrari. Could you not get a black Ferrari at least? A red Ferrari?
That turned on Gigi. Gigi liked it.
Gigi's just mad that she can't be getting all the perks of hanging out with Shervin anymore. Mm-hmm.
But she mentions the whole bad business situation. Can you give me some sort of background on that?
Okay.
Because right now I'm not loving Gigi.
Join the club. Okay. So how Shervin came onto the show is he was best friends with her cousin, with Gigi's cousin.
Okay.
And so the three of them would hang out as a crew. Like she was the chick in the crew. And then at the same time, both of them were going to go into the cannabis industry. And she felt that was him stabbing her in the back because they were going to do it together. Then he decided he was just going to do it on his own. And she has her own cannabis company, Woosa. Yes, I remembered the name of her company.
Wow.
Woosa. And geez, where'd she get that from? Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
The shade.
And personally, you don't have the exclusive rights to cannabis, girl, just because you're always high.
Damn.
Sorry, this is the one show I get so passionate about. Kempire, like this is it. This is my show.
Wow.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Love the show.
Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts on this. Can you give me a little bit of background on? Oh my God, which one was it? Oh my goodness, I can't even think of the name right now.
Because she's so boring, Destiny.
You think she's boring? Why do you think she's boring?
Okay, I loved her on People's Couch. I think she's totally appropriate for People's Couch. Personally, I feel on this show, she's almost like an extra. When they need somebody to do something, let's get Destiny. When somebody needs backup, let's bring Destiny. She doesn't initiate anything on her own. Ooh. There's no like solo story.
Now it's making more sense to me. But you know what it was? I was having the thought of Omid from season 2.
I love your big nose, Omid.
Yes. Oh, I see. Look, Shan, thank you for calling it. I need some background on me because when I first saw Omid, I was like, oh, a gay guy is on the show. And then, of course, there were rumors. But then there was a relationship between her and Omid, and there was a ring exchange. I saw the reunion. And then there were rumors that he was out in the club and doing things.
Omid is no story. It's her next guy that's more of the story. Yeah, the next guy. What do you want? You guys in the chat, maybe season 5? Maybe?
Wait. I don't mind the spoiler.
Omid's done. You won't see him again.
Omid was hot, though. Like, Omid could get it.
Omid with his big nose. Sorry, I can't just call him Omid anymore.
The nose fits his face, though.
And Asa was being nice. She was complimenting. It was Gigi who took it the wrong way.
How do you feel about Asa? I'm on the fence about Asa. I'm not sure yet.
I liked her at the beginning, like the first season. Right?
Wait,
Shantae, tell us.
I don't think Asa's phony. Like I said, I think because she comes off so pretentious because she's into the arts. She's always telling everybody to be real, embrace your natural beauty, do this and that. And she stands in everything that she says, and we're not used to seeing that on a lot of these reality shows. So people don't know how to really take her. And I'm like, I love Asa.
That's why I liked her season 1. But then, in season 1, she said things like, you can go to a party with Persians and all the girls will have the same shoes. All the girls will have the same bags. I'm not into that. I'm not buying into that. And then season 4 with your Chanel and your Louboutins. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's okay to change and evolve. But
I think it came off. Yeah. I think because a lot of people assume that if you're going to be that girl that says that they're assuming you mean I don't own any, I don't have to have any. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure she does. So that didn't really move the needle with me. Like I said, I've always liked Asa.
Look, and then I'll be the Asa hater because I'm a good judge of character, and my senses are up. Something's not right with Asa. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna keep watching. Maybe I'll change my mind. But I want to wait. I just want to kind of wait. I want to make sure I've covered everything in regards to this last episode. But wait. Someone said the husband. Gigi got married. Oh, look. Who married that hot mess?
But there's so much to talk about with Asa and MJ and the pregnancies.
Her
like,
Kempire,
can't wait for you to get caught up.
What did you think of the conversation between Reza and MJ this episode where he broke down crying about Mike meeting the baby? And you didn't believe him, did you?
There's no tears. There was not a single tear. MJ, I zoomed in. MJ had tears.
Yes. You
Reza
zoomed in.
I
can't stand you.
Yeah, I did because
we have this moment every season. So it just,
Good point.
Oh. I still feel like Reza is not a good friend. I think Reza is a terrible friend. I would never be friends with Reza. Ever.
Reza puts on air.
Friends from high school. You don't have anybody. You don't have like some friend that you've had for 30 years that you just keep in your pocket because they've been there so long.
Nope.
Good for you.
Look, no, I was just saying. I was like, there are a lot of people that are put on my Facebook, but I do not keep them around. I don't keep them around. They're not in my everyday circle. But I believe because they're doing this show, that's part of the reason why they're doing it.
Exactly. And that's why they kind of had to make up because last season was dark. I didn't think there was going to be another season. Like it was because you can't really have a show without them together. I really feel that.
Yeah.
But to answer your question also, how can Reza cry at her about not seeing the baby if his husband isn't going to take down the jam restraining order and extended it to 3 years?
Oh, he extended it?
Said that at the first episode. He extended it to a 3-year order. Like, shut up, Adam, with your.
Let me ask you about that.
Why though?
Do you think?
Do you? Shantae? Really?
Yeah, I mean, Adam is a freaking crazy idiot. Came back in his backyard, shook up all his shrubbery and shit.
But that's the question I was going to ask you, Shantae. Do we think it was that bad of a situation that he needed a restraining order? I saw the video of that happening. That didn't look crazy. I mean, I would have been pissed. I don't know if I'm going to get a restraining order.
That probably wasn't even the whole video. Who knows how much damage he really did.
Oh, damn. Let me bring up
Not to
some more.
mention, this is from Adam's point of view. Adam is a friend by association of MJ. He's not a lifelong friend like Reza is. So he has a different type of
calm down over
point of
there.
view on it.
Shan said, you look, you got your prejudices. I'll bring it up. Better
No.
late than never. Oh, wait, so go. How come I don't see? Oh, there we go, Miriam. Miriam, you're muted.
Doesn't she do this every time?
Yeah, because he yells at me. That's why.
Stop saying that.
Miriam.
People don't really think I yell at you. No.
I love you.
What were your big takeaways from this last episode of Shahs of Sunset? I'm doing a deep dive. I'm on season 3.
Yeah, listen, I second everything that Shan just said. Reza is not the real friend. He's all about himself. And he didn't have tears. They were crocodile tears.
Oh.
Seriously. And make it make sense. You are faking crying about all the time lost with MJ. And yet you're still going on with the restraining order because they know that they can't have the +1s on the trips if the restraining order is not dropped.
No.
To be honest, he is the biggest ego of that show. They all have big egos. Don't get me
Do we
wrong.
really want the +1s? I mean, MJ's husband's a little interesting, but Adam, is he interesting?
I feel like, you know why? It's not so much for their addition. It's just when they have their significant others, they feel like more of a whole. Like MJ, she is married. She is really married to Tommy, and she's a mother now. So if Tommy comes, to be funnier, you know what I mean? Not so much about Reza. Reza, he's Reza with Adam or without him. He doesn't change.
Shan, how do you feel about Adam?
I can't stand the pube face. His new beard looks like pubes, and I can't stand it. I'm so sorry to be so passionate. You're a man with facial hair. You know there's a certain way to groom.
I cut my facial hair down because it started looking like what you just said. I was like, this is not growing out the way I needed to grow out. I cut it down just so I didn't scare you guys.
Grizzly Adam.
Grizzly Adam, I like that. I can't stand Adam.
Grizzly Adam.
He's meek. He's meek. He's a pouty little girl.
Not a pouty little girl.
No, he's very pouty, and he's like very. I don't think he's a great fit from the outside for Reza. From the outside.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Because Adam's
I'm going to mute your mic because there's a lot of feedback. Go ahead.
Adam's almost so straight edge and so formal, for a lack of a better word. Whereas Reza's more fun and jokester and pranker. Adam likes to be in the kitchen and like just like an introvert versus an extrovert. But
maybe that's what makes them work.
Yeah. This is why I say from the outside. Like if Reza had like another fun guy with him, imagine what a happy person he might be. But he has to go home to whining husband. Sorry.
You're really passionate about the show.
I'm usually really nice, everybody.
No, Shan, you really are. I'm seeing a whole other side. Which I love.
Don't think they work as a couple.
Right?
You don't think they work as a couple?
Do.
Why do you say that?
I totally think, allegedly, that Reza is still active curricularly. I just made this. This is my
wait. Before you say that, though, look what this comment says. Adam is a hoe. He got caught up. He played victim and tried acted as if Tommy was that aggressive because they're gay. He needs to be left out of their show.
Yes, Planner B. Yes.
Ooh. Yes. That was a read. Thank you, Planner.
Wait till you get to see Reza's hallways at the bachelor party that MJ threw for him. Ooh.
Oh yeah. You saw nothing yet.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. Before we move on to Married to Medicine, I want to talk just a little bit about the Mike admitting the texting situation. Oh, God. I'll start with Miriam and work our way up. Miriam can go on and on and on. And I know Shan could go on and on this topic too. Okay. Miriam, thoughts?
I will be brief. You can't, a leopard doesn't change its
Ooh,
stripes. Can I
ooh.
say that? And
Yeah.
that applies to Reza and to him. Unfortunately, as much as she wants to show that she's confident, she really showed vulnerability when she was talking with MJ in the kitchen, when she said,
Mm,
"Why do you think I want to be this plastic? When I see the girls that go in his DMs and he interacts with them, this is why I go overboard."
mm.
So I feel really sorry for her, and I hope a miracle happens and Mike just grows up, because he can't be a hoe till the end of
Why
days.
not? Why
At some
not?
point, at, at some point, he needs to at least try to be a family man.
And he
And
doesn't have any kids.
he exactly, that's my point. But she has kids. She has 3 kids. So he
Mm,
always said that, like, oh, I have kids, like I like her and she has kids, but we don't see her kids on the show yet, which
yeah.
I don't know why. If it's her ex that doesn't let her, that we don't know. But if we just talk about what we see, Mike, he's the same Mike of season 1. He just wants
Yeah.
to hop from girl to girl. He wants to have that picture perfect relationship to say
Yeah.
that he has someone in his life, but he doesn't put the work into it nor the effort. His heart is not in a relationship. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I am agreeing with Loch Nessa.
Uh,
She did make sense.
I don't think he is for monogamy. Just admit it. And let's do Seeking Sister Wives Persian
But
version.
you know what I think it is? I think Mike is caught up with what his parents expect of what a relationship should be. So I think that's what he's been trying to achieve, but his innate nature is to be a serial cheater and liar.
And he
Shantae,
brings,
what was your thoughts on Mike's admission?
I agree, because men get the most pressure from their families. They don't get the most pressure from society like women do. So I think it's that inward pressure from just family that's got him. I don't want to blame him.
I think we lost you. Shantae? Shantae?
Darn, and she was making such sense.
Shantae,
I'm
try call back in. Go ahead, Shan.
I 100% agree. I was going to say that I think it's a lot of the family pressure. And, he's such a mama's boy.
Mm.
So I think he has his own. He's always going to fight with his demons. I have to actually give it to Reza for this one, when he did have the 2 seconds alone with Paulina, and he said, we just want him to get therapy. I know that's not Reza's place to say that, but really, isn't that all Mike might need, is just a little therapy?
No, you're right. That was probably the only thing that I agreed with Reza on in this episode. I
he
can't.
needs a
Let me see,
miracle.
Shantae.
Beijing
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I just think with him, he just can't shake the pressure. He's had all this time in his adult life to do it. So I think he's just coasting along. I don't think he's really ever sat down and said, you know what, this is my goal. Family or no family, I have to kind of just go out there and do things, accomplish and achieve for myself. And I don't think he's ever really done that. I don't think he's ever really been held fully accountable, because, like I said, he has these hiccups, he has these bumps in the road, but then he keeps with the same behavior pattern.
I'm gonna ask everyone this same question. You can just give me. I don't want an explanation. But do you think that this cheating situation went beyond just text messages and was an actual physical situation?
Oh, no.
Wait! Don't say it.
Not,
Shantae, you go first.
not this one, maybe not yet. But had he not gotten caught the way he did, it probably would have, or would have been well on its way to.
Better late than never.
Say what now?
Listen,
Not you, Shantae.
I
one.
am 100%. That's my name today, because I'm late. Listen, at this point, does it matter if it's physical or not? I feel like sometimes, like, text messages, if they are even more hurtful, because they have that emotional aspect, because the physicality is not there. it's a weird juxtaposition. Like you said, you don't want me to explain, but this is like has a lot of room to explanation.
Of course, for Miriam, we can be okay, Miriam. All right,
yeah, but I try to have my input as meaningful as I can. You know, I feel like he cheated on her. Period. End of story. Either fess up and change, or let the girl go, because she wants a man. She wants to get married. She wants a father for her children.
Okay.
That's
all
it.
right. Passionate. I just want to thank you so much for the super chat, Allison. Allison says this: he wants to be a family man so badly, but he thinks with the wrong head 100% of the time.
Don't listen to the duel.
I love the fact that I'm learning new words.
That hashtag needs to trend.
Shan,
I do not think it got physical. It's COVID.
Oh, I love it. Oh, wait, Danielle, do you think that it got physical, or it had the potential of getting physical?
I think it had the potential of getting physical because this is Mike we're talking about.
Oh.
And I
because you missed the larger part of the conversation, Danielle, what were your thoughts on this last episode?
I think Mike is full of crap. I'm tired of his shenanigans. And Mike,
you love Mike.
I do. I think Mike is very attractive. That's what I love about Mike. But Mike is the black sheep of his family. He's out of 3 boys, he's the only one who doesn't have a successful career. He's not married. He doesn't have a family.
Damn.
His brothers are successful.
Okay, I hope Mike's not listening to this. He might go do something.
I mean,
he said it himself.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. Keep watching. Keep watching. His parents, he's a grown-ass man who his parents are still funding, and he's still trying to find his way in this world. He's gone from Vegas back to LA, and now he's on Shahs of Sunset. He's too old for this.
Damn.
And I think
Danielle, you have to rip him apart like that.
I mean, okay, so he's ripped himself apart with his actions because, again, he's too old to keep acting like this.
Okay, I was just sharing with the ladies about my, deep dive, and I'm going to do a deep dive, and we will be posting a link of Shan's deep dive. Shannon Van here on YouTube. If you guys aren't following or subscribe to her. You don't have to subscribe to Miriam because Miriam has only 4 subscribers, and she's not looking for any.
Subscribe to me on Instagram.
Oh,
it's called follow you. Me on Instagram, Kempire.
What? I'm not?
No, you don't.
No, you don't follow back anyone.
First of all, I am following you, Danielle. What are you talking about?
No, you're not.
Oh, well. Look.
You don't. You have to follow us.
I will mute all of y'all. I will mute all of y'all.
We can't drag the host.
No, I'll say this. I've been spending most of my time on TikTok and YouTube. Instagram doesn't pay me to be there, so I really don't show up. I show up late to the party and I just go there to post. I'll be real with you.
Fair enough.
But you really just muted me too. I'm just looked down and like, oh my God, I'm muted.
Don't come and drag the host.
Hey, we're not dragging you. We love you.
Okay. Come on. Any other thoughts, Danielle? Look, I've been doing a deep dive on Reza. I'm not loving Reza, Danielle.
Reza is a lot to deal with, and he's a lot. Unfortunately, without Reza, we wouldn't have this show. And Adam is a big Karen. And
yes,
a Karen. Why do you call him a Karen?
Because back to what you guys were saying earlier. I was in the comments responding to you guys earlier. But Adam is the one who wants to act like what's the Boston guy's name? What's MJ's husband? Messidy's
Tommy.
Husband? Tommy. Okay, so Tommy came over and wrecked your place. But to extend the restraining order for 3 years for what? Just pick your dog up and go to another park, Karen. Pick your dog up and go to another park, Karen.
Oh my God.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
This is the thing. This is the hypocrisy. Because of a rumor, no, I mean like Adam and Reza. Reza, he physically attacked Ali when he was seeing him. He was like, he threw at him like the glass and the drink on his eyes. Like, okay, so why didn't Ali file a restraining order against Reza? So there you go. I feel like the worst thing that could have happened to Adam is that everybody thought he's this sweet white guy that Reza cheated on. But now we all know his ways that he's the real freak in the relationship. I think he's mad at Tommy for that. Not only Tommy, for Ali. I think it's displaced anger towards Tommy, because this way he's still the victim, and he wants to portray himself as the victim. This is how I'm trying to make sense of Adam, the Karen of the show.
And why didn't Adam, Karen, Adam, Mr. Adam, Karen, why didn't he put a restraining order on Gigi when she slashed his neck?
Exactly.
Come on now.
Whoa. Shan, backstory, please.
It's in the deep dive.
Yeah. But you know why? That's because Gigi Golnessa is an actual character on the show and Tommy isn't.
Oh, good point.
You gotta think about the dynamics. Reza is not going to let Adam do but so much to his main characters, because Reza needs those main characters just as much as they need him.
But
good point.
Don't you think this is then a plot to take down MJ? Because
you in the plot. You know
why? Because by taking down Tommy, they are really restricting MJ from her role. I think he wants to be the only star. He got to a point he doesn't want to share the stardom or the center, the nucleus of the show with MJ, which we all agree both of them are. So he's letting Adam do that to Tommy, because by neglecting or eliminating Tommy from the picture, MJ, she has less of a role. And she won't be as happy or motivated to. I really wish she didn't forgive him, because what he did was unforgivable, and he's not following up on his promise.
That was just the cherry on top. I've been watching like the first couple of seasons, and Reza he's never really been a friend to MJ, exposing her drugs issue.
Yeah.
During the reunion.
The trip to Mexico at the table when Asa did it.
But if you guys pay attention, Reza so this is so shady and stupid of me at the same time. Reza is the biggest fake on the show. If you pay attention to his jewels, all that stuff isn't real.
Oh,
okay. So let's just, and this is just me counting his coins.
Why are you counting his coins?
Because I know how to add. That's
why not?
She said I know how to add.
Those Cartier bracelets that he wears run at least $5,000 a pop. He has on like 5 or 6 of them. I am convinced that Reza can't afford all of that and that his stuff is fake.
It wouldn't surprise me. What do you think, Shan?
I think accusing a Shah of having fake Cartier is like,
it's bad.
That's an offense that could render you like canceled.
Cancel me then. Cancel me. And here's why I say it. Like earlier, you guys were talking about Asa. Asa is that girl who doesn't let labels define her. Reza is definitely defined by labels. So I can see him trying to make himself look like he's so bigger than God that he has the money to buy all this stuff, when actually he's really not. Because they're also, and pay attention, Kemp, because the seasons you're watching, you'll see them talk about how they like to negotiate and talk people down. You can't talk Cartier down.
But if you buy Cartier at a jeweler, you can. Just a
that
little.
Means you're buying it secondhand.
That's okay.
Or maybe he borrows. Or maybe he borrows just like the housewives.
I don't believe it's real. I believe.
Whoa. We could do a whole episode talking about Reza. He's loving us talking about Reza. Can we move on to Married to Medicine? Because we already talked an hour about Shahs, which I'm okay with because it is that good. But we've been doing a mashup of Shahs and Married to Medicine, and because Married to Medicine is about to end anyway, and then we're gonna have to probably do Family Karma.
Yes!
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing about Married to Medicine?
Yes.
Okay, so I saw Married to Medicine, watched it twice. I want Lisa Nicole to get a better seamstress. That red dress that she had on, she looked stiff as a board. She could barely walk.
Why are you jumping ahead? Why are you jumping ahead?
Because I have to go. I have to go make some crab dip. I have company coming up.
Oh, not crab dip.
So I'm just going to get my quick spill, and I'm going to just
go ahead. Go ahead.
Get ready. Okay. So Heavenly was dead wrong. Jumping out the gate and yelling at Lisa Nicole like that when all she wanted to do was continue the joke. That was wrong. And Lisa Nicole showed us who she was seasons ago when she took the event idea from Heavenly and ran with it. So I don't even know why Simone was upset or even feeling some type of way about that. I appreciate the conversation that Toya had with Jackie in the powder room. I thought that was very eye-opening, and it made me understand that Toya was feeling some type of way. And I didn't even remember that Toya brought Heavenly on the show, but that was good to know. I'm still sick of Jackie. She's still boring. That little lunch that her and Simone had seemed so forced. And I really need for Contessa, who I really want to like. I really want to like Contessa, but I need her to go get the Donnell Jones's mama back again and bring her back as the nanny so she can get her life and her marriage back in order.
I don't think her marriage is ever going to get together. I don't think her marriage is ever going to get this. Well, since we're on the marriage part. So this latest, first of all, we have over 200 and something people in the room. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Let's get to the road to 14,000 subscribers because I just don't like the number 13. I'm grateful for the 13,000. I just don't like, look, maybe I'm superstitious. Maybe this is the Asa in me. I don't know. I don't like the number. I just like to move past it really quickly if we can. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. This is the one place where you're getting daily and consistent hot topics in a variety of topics, including music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. And reality TV recaps is also included in that mix. Let me bring Shantae back up.
And I'm going to drop and get back to work. I don't watch Married to Medicine, but thank you so much for having me.
Shan. Shan and Van, we will be putting the deep dive in the description of this video after the live. Thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate your feedback and call back next week when we do another recap of Shahs.
Any info you need, you know who to call.
Yes. Thank you, Shan. And better late than never. Okay, can we talk about Dr. Contessa? Oh, damn. Dr. Contessa's, her marriage? That is
yeah.
Shantae. Shantae, you always got something to say about her marriage. Oh, wait, let me start with Miriam and we'll get to you.
Okay.
Change my name.
Oh,
Nobody's
change your name.
up that I'm later than never. That I came late.
Better late than never.
Oh, I can't
Wait, what did you think? Because this episode, I mean, the season, and then you guys have told me past seasons, it's always really been focused on the ups and downs of her relationship. These last few episodes have been all about her wanting to get back into therapy. She finally gets into therapy, but not with her husband. It's just her. And I have to say, I was impressed with the therapist. What were your takeaways from Dr. Contessa's breakdown?
This is the second season that Contessa is talking about her marriage. It all started when she decided to be a surgeon general. So this is the storyline number 2, for the second time, and unfortunately, I think she opted for this, thinking it was going to be a good one. I'm not saying anybody is perfect, but I just feel it's hard because she was very inconsistent. At first, she stopped. She doesn't want to be a full-time practitioner because of her kids. Once she's with her kids, she not only wants to go back to college, but in another state because in Atlanta is not up to her standards. So wait a second, you stopped going to your regular job because you wanted to be with your kids, then you're moving away, and that's causing problems. So this is what is disingenuous about her, and it's very hard to relate with her. Although the storyline she's opting for is very relatable. Like, women are always like, can we have it all? Can we be good moms, good wives, and have a successful career? So I feel like it's all a sham. I don't even believe that they really have a problem.
I want to rewind to the very beginning of the episode where her husband, what's his name again? Scott. Dr. Scott goes to Cecil's house. They're having drinks with Eugene, Dr. Eugene, and he's showing up this esthetician, a picture of her. I'm like, this is not good. This is not a good time to be. First of all, if you wanted her to be secure about this woman working at your office, this is not the time to be bragging about her with your boys. I thought that was very weird.
It's like they're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
This is why I'm like, anybody with an average level of IQ would know, don't do this. And he's a doctor, married to a doctor on a reality TV show.
Doesn't make him less than human. Shantae, what are your thoughts on the Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa situation?
I think it says a lot that, you know, as discouraged as she was that her husband didn't want to go to therapy with her, she's like, I'm going to keep going on my own. Because some women would have just been like throwing their hands up and just moped around the house and cried when they weren't at work. So I think for her, like, she's like, I'm not just interested in making things better. I'm committed to making things better. So, you know, I applaud her for that. As far as Dr. Scott and the whole thing that he was doing with the guy, it's starting to come off like he's coming off how Quad's husband was towards the end of their marriage when he just came off clownish. Because he did towards the end, even when they were in therapy. You remember how he just was clowning and it didn't seem like he took it seriously. Yeah. And he was just always just like making light of everything she said. Like, we're in therapy, you're not taking it seriously. So in a way, I think that's good that he doesn't want to go, because I see him doing some stuff like that, just pissing her off even further. Like the whole thing, I don't want to believe that he's got another woman, but he seemed the whole thing about him gaslighting and trying to make everything her fault, even though in that one time last week when they were at dinner, he's like, I'm sorry. It's just like, yeah, he's back and forth, and she just needs to keep on with therapy if she feels it makes her better, because I don't see him as committed as her. And I don't ever want to say in the marriage, but something's got to give.
Lord. Well, since we're talking about a family situation, because I don't want to waste too much time on Dr. Contessa, because I found that story, I didn't like watching that. It was very uncomfortable watching the downfall of their marriage, if that's what's really happening there. Anyways, Dr. Heavenly saves the day for me in this episode. I know a lot of people don't like Dr. Heavenly, but I did like the conversation that she had with her son and the new place that they bought to make into an Airbnb. And she was asking about, you know, what's the kind of woman that you want? Someone like your mama? I had other thoughts, but I'm going to leave those thoughts to myself.
Me too.
She should be careful what she wishes for. Because she trapped Dr. She should be careful. She trapped
Dr. Damon? How dare you say that?
She trapped him. She got pregnant with their first child. So she wants a woman like her. Okay.
Oh my God. Listening.
Like, be careful, Dr. Heavenly.
Oh my God. But I have to say, she's a good mom. I feel like I love seeing her interaction, especially this season, with her kids and the conversations that she's having with her kids about their future, about business. Because not only are they working on this side project together, he also wants to be a dentist like his mom. I really enjoy her family dynamic. Do I need a separate show of them? No, but I like their dynamic on the show. We'll get back to Dr. Heavenly. I want to talk about Anila having the conversation with her daughter about her skin and eye color and hair. I thought that was an interesting conversation. And we see this happen with a lot of, first of all, Black girls, but also young girls of color. And Anila opens up about her own struggles with these thoughts, and to hear her daughter having the similar struggle in this, day and age. Shantae, what did you think about the conversation? Did Anila handle the conversation in the right way?
She did, because that's usually about the age where little brown girls or dark-skinned girls will kind of have that type of awareness. So that it's probably a conversation she's going to continue to have as her daughter gets older, especially in this day and age. Colorism is a lot more. It's more blatant. I'll never say it never existed. It always has, because the colonizers, every society they've colonized has their thing of colorism. The Latinos, South Asians, East Asians, Black people, African Americans, they all do. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be a conversation she's going to continue to have as her daughter gets older. Her daughter's going to continue to see it. And, she's just, like I said, with raising kids in this day and age, you're going to have to just kind of put things in front of them a little differently. So, yeah, that was an important conversation to have, because I think we've already heard it. I don't know if we've ever heard the colorism conversation from the ladies before. Not that I can recall at the top of my head. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a good thing, a good conversation to have with her daughter.
And I think especially after your reading the other day,
Uh-huh.
you're going to be fully prepared for that son that you're supposedly having, according to Fem Tarot.
Oh, a child, he is not about to be like some of these clowns out here. I'll tell you that much. Not the mother he has or will have. No son of mine
I
is
can't
going to
wait
be out here antagonizing the Black woman. Nope.
For those that are wondering what we're talking about, Fem Tarot dropped by the channel for an afternoon conversation. She read people, we did the whole, we did a little bit of Portia, but we also did Wendy Williams, a full deep dive into Wendy Williams' marriage, love, things like that. If you missed that, I'll post a link in this description, but you can also head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel and see that full video. Shantae, what'd you say? Or was that Miriam?
That was Miriam.
Oh, that was my Costco time. I missed it.
Not your Costco time. Miriam, what were your thoughts on the conversation that Anila had with her daughter?
Okay, for me, this is Lisa Rinna 2.0.
What?
Anila do for a living other than being the wife of her husband?
We got to see her blogging.
Wait a sec. Yeah, she blogs. She posts pictures. Does she airbrush them and filter them? This is
everyone does.
I know. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not guilty of that either. But my point is, when it gets to your daughter and she's talking to you this way, listen, my daughters, they shock me of how confident they are. I don't have half of the confidence that my daughters have. I'm telling you right now.
But don't you think that's because of you?
I always make them, I try to empower them, like everything that I lacked, everything that I lack, I try to instill in them. But I was always afraid that the lesson didn't land. And sometimes they shock me of how confident they are. So there, I think that part, I did it right with my daughters, that part. But then again, Anila, I think her daughter is too young to be exposed to her mother. She's on YouTube and that show. Maybe this is the side effect on her daughter. This is why she's talking. That might not be the only reason, but I'm sure it played a part on. So this is where she should be more self-reflecting and maybe have a talk with her daughter. Listen, in order to sell, I do this, but I'm okay posting pictures with no filter. So I feel like this is when the story will really land with her daughter, because her daughter is really, really young.
Yeah.
So she really play games with the young kids. Do
you agree with what people are saying in the chat, that she's using her daughter? Because you said this is Lisa Rinna 2.0. She's using her daughter for a storyline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a her fan. I thought I was gonna like her. Yeah. I really thought I was gonna, because I love her husband.
Yes,
so,
Karen.
Yes. I think she just doesn't know which way to go. She is throwing everything and seeing what's going to stick on the wall. And unfortunately, I feel like she's using her daughter, because I don't know if that really happened. But then I don't know, because sometimes it surfaces with kids. When they're feeling certain type of way, these are the best moments in reality TV, because they really come genuine, unfiltered. Just like Dorit's kids, when they told her, "Oh, we don't like what you're wearing, Mom." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As Dorit is, her kids are not fake yet. They're not fake yet. They're not fake yet, because they're kids. Kids need the truth because they don't lie. Yeah. So it might be, we didn't see that on the show, how it manifested. So I feel like she's just using her mom. She's using her kid. She's using her husband. She used Toya.
Oh, speaking of Toya, first of all, we have over 250 people in the chat. If you haven't liked this video, be sure to like this video. And if you're not subscribed, help us get to 14,000, because I'm not liking the number 13. Superstitious. I'm superstitious. Anyways, speaking of Toya pretty much attacks Dr. Jackie at the Lisa Nicole plotting the town hall meeting, and we'll get into that in a second. She attacks Dr. Jackie for not putting a grown woman, Dr. Heavenly, in her place. Shantae, what were your thoughts on what Toya was saying? Shantae, you're muted.
Paging Dr. Shantae.
Oh, Miriam, what were your thoughts on what Toya had to say?
Finally, someone.
Really?
Oh yeah, because she always like stand on the fence when she lets Heavenly bark. She lets Heavenly listen, like the dog that barks doesn't, but she barks. Let's give just that. I love her as a mom. I love her with her kids, Heavenly. But with the woman, she's not the best girlfriend. And Jackie, it seems like she directs Heavenly, say, okay, today you attack this person. Because if Jackie was really the person that she portrays to be, wouldn't she be the one telling Heavenly, stop, Heavenly? You don't, why are you?
Dr. Heavenly is a grown woman. This is where I disagreed with Toya. And Toya coming at, I love the way that Dr. Jackie got her together too, because Dr. Jackie was like, change your tone. Change your tone. You're not going to talk to me that way, the way you talk to these other women. Look, I like Toya for the show, but her coming at Dr. Jackie was so out of place. It's like, why are you yelling at Dr. Jackie? That's like telling me to control your behavior if you were acting out of control. You're a grown woman. I'm not going to tell you how to behave.
Listen, I understand. I liked how she, like in that situation, I would have said, get it together, fix your tone. I would say that. But the problem is, we can't start from that moment. Dr. Jackie was always vocal towards Mariah, towards others that she didn't like in the franchise. This is why, like, if you're about that, be about it. Don't just talk about it.
Oh, Shantae.
Yeah. It's like, come on, like you talk about everyone when their delivery is not good, but yet your friend Heavenly, she can do whatever she wants, and you stay silent. Come on.
Shantae, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, there we go. What were your thoughts on Toya attacking? Look, I'm going to say attacking Dr. Jackie.
Toya is just, it's like she's just turned and she's just on this whole other agenda now about me. Everything is about her and her own self-preservation this last couple of episodes, I feel like. And it's like, okay, you're shutting out Anila, who you came on and was like, this is my new bestie, this is my friend, blah, 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 blah. You brought back 2 new people and you're taking them uninvited places. Like, it's just, I'm starting to see right through her. She just probably feels like she has no real friends or allies, and it's just looking very suspect. And I'm like, you need to dial it down, bro. Let's do it.
One thing that I do like that Toya did this season was the fact that she brought Carrie to the show again. I love Carrie in this episode, especially at this dinner where she's like, she's making fun of Lisa Nicole. Like Carrie just brings it. They need to make her full time. She's still married to the doctor, right? Right. Oh, no. Anyone can answer. She's still married to him. They need to bring her back. To me, she's brought so much this season that I was so entertained and laughed.
She was my favorite. I'm sorry.
Really?
So
why do you think that?
But I never said that before.
But why do you think that they refuse to bring her back?
I think because of her ties with Mariah, because she's really has money. Like her husband he's handsome. Oh my God, her husband is so handsome.
I can't even remember.
He was a looker. He was cute.
I need to Google it. I can't even remember.
It's like, I feel like she was too good of a fit not being black in a black franchise. You know what I mean?
Like she meshes well with them. Sort of, better than Kim did on Atlanta.
Oh, she's a white Mariah in my eyes. She stirs the pot, and she has the credibility to do it. You know, her husband is a successful, established doctor. He has practices. She is his manager. She is the brains behind. Like, he's the doctor. He does the doctor part, but she's the one who opens the practices and manages his employees. she is really like, she's part of the business. So she's not only a stay-home mom. To be honest with you, I feel like a lot were intimidated by her, and they didn't want her in the show because she is good. Look at her. She knows how to throw shade without cutting deep. She's amazing.
And she gets along with everyone, really, even Dr. Heavenly.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
well, bravo, y'all need to bring her back. Just saying. But she didn't have a lot of screen time this particular episode, but it was just enough for us to talk about. I'm just saying. But I want to talk about this town hall meeting that they were doing that Lisa Nicole took over. And I've said this already this season. Lisa Nicole is sort of like watching paint dry. She brings nothing to the show. Don't know why she's on the show, but I did like the conflict that she was a part of. First of all, Dr. Simone was not having it with her because Dr. Simone was like, you wanted me to be a part of this, but now you got Oprah, Charlemagne, and April, it's April Ryan or something getting involved in this whole situation. Shante, what did you think about Lisa Nicole's, which it seems is going to be transpiring till next episode too? What did you think about her moment? First of all, her fight with Dr. Heavenly and taking the measuring tape and putting it around her when she arrived. Shante, I can't hear you.
Paging Dr. Shante.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm assuming that Lisa just does not understand how it makes other people feel the way she does business, because it's the second time she's done something that's really rubbed somebody the wrong way.
Yeah.
So for her to be so nonchalant and what me about it, I guess she just doesn't understand how it's not a good look to them. Because Simone after a while was like, well, what the heck do you need me for? It's like, are you just trying to get me, me to fill a seat? What is it that you want? Because she pretty much seems like she had everything done. So I think at some point when somebody says, oh, I'll help you, and Lisa Nicole's like, oh, yes, I need your help with this, I need your help with that, they kind of maybe feel like a worker bee. That might have
instead of a partner.
Kind of offends them a little bit, because you say one thing, but then it's like, okay, at this point, you're telling me everything you've done. Well, what can I do? Not very much. Okay. So then, and then of course, Heavenly, who's still triggered from the last time, but she should have been over that. I'm just her way. I think there's a lot more about Lisa Nicole that triggers Heavenly. Because like I said, a lot of the times I feel like Heavenly is like Vicky of OC. Vicky was very critical of the housewives that didn't work per se, because Vicky is like serious businesswoman. She makes her money, she does her thing, she makes it very known that she's about what she does. And Heavenly, I think, is the same way. I think she's a little critical of women who don't work, who aren't as accomplished as she is. So she feels the need to kind of just always talk about it and throw it around. And it's like, you know what? You say a lot more with silence than you do with words, Heavenly. Just drop it and let it go. That seems to be a very hard thing for her to do. So when she's like, I told y'all not to work with Lisa Nicole, it's like, okay, now she's just.
I love that, though. She made me laugh, just her whole blow up. But what did you think about the whole scale in a Chanel? First of all, I was like, oh, she's giving her Chanel. But then it was really a scale.
I mean, Heavenly did come for her. So, and that's how Heavenly is. She'll come for you straight, no chaser, like it's no big thing. And sometimes you got to have a way of shutting her down, because you can shut Heavenly down. You just got to know what to say and get her at the right time. Like Anila did when she tried to call Anila a Muppet, and Anila said, would you like if I called you Miss Piggy? She shut right up. So, but I think it's, like I said, I feel like it's something way more personal of a whole other level with Lisa Nicole. And I think it all traces back to that initial time when they were going to do business. So Lisa Nicole was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to just go off, do what I need to do. Maybe she'll shut up. It had her leave. It made her leave. It shut her down a little bit. So, Lisa Nicole 1, Heavenly 0.
Damn. Really? We're going to give Lisa Nicole 1? I really don't want to get back on this damn show.
I would have done it too. If I knew I could shut her down like that, I'm doing it.
I think they're even. Because Heavenly started and Lisa Nicole was there just ready for her. That part, like Lisa, I wanted her to have a comeback in the show. I was really hopeful.
Really?
I just wish, I was, because I hate when they even if her husband was gay or was into bi,
They're still together, right?
Don't hold that against someone. Like, I feel like that's a sexual orientation shaming. I don't dig
And
that.
not in LGBT celebration month.
not this month, not ever. And I
Very
feel
sure.
like you know, they display a lot of those prejudice, and this is what they were like coming after her for. So they really kicked her when she was weak and low. I don't like that. So I tend to stand with people like when they're attacked like that. So I really wanted her to do a comeback because of that. But now she comes and she does out in the open what she did in hiding the first season, when Heavenly said, "But we were supposed to be partners." Nobody believed Heavenly. I didn't, at least. But now we do believe Heavenly, because she's doing the same thing with Simone. She took over. She wants, oh, because I have connections, because this, because that. And it's wrong. Like, there are parts. I feel like Heavenly, she doesn't have thick skin because she can dish and she's loud, but she cannot take. You started with the weight thing. So don't say that Lisa.
But no, but Shireen reminded me, and I remember it wasn't her. Remember, it was Lisa Nicole making fun of Dr. Heavenly, saying that the donkey looked like it was shaking on the legs, and then Lisa Nicole went on.
As soon as Lisa went on the horse, Heavenly started and telling, "Oh, you have like."
Yeah, but remember, it was Dr. Heavenly on the horse first.
I don't remember it like that. I might be wrong.
Danielle, can you remind, because you have the memory of an elephant like I do. Danielle?
Lisa Nicole did start it. However.
Oh.
But
yes, however.
I love you, Danielle.
Heavenly came back, which is what she was supposed to do. And Lisa came right back. So I don't think Lisa did anything wrong. I think she played Heavenly at her own game. Heavenly didn't like it.
That's it.
Sidebar, I need these ladies to pay attention, because that Chanel bag was fake. It had a crease in it. You should have looked
seen that. Wait. So how do we know? Wait. How do we know that? That first of all, you couldn't get a real Chanel carrying like that little plastic bag?
It's Heavenly. She don't deserve a real Chanel.
Hold on. Let's start with the fact that Chanel does not give plastic bags.
Oh, good point.
Right there. So one, all you had to do was crease in the bag and then the handle.
And that's why we have you guys here, because I would have never paid attention to that.
A couple of things. One, if Heavenly knew anything about purchasing Chanel while she still carries that same Louis Vuitton Damier bag that she's been carrying since the first season she came on, and she would have known that that was a gift bag and not a traditional Chanel shopping bag that you get from the boutique itself.
Oh, damn.
And she would have known it was a joke. And I just think she spazzed out too fast. And she did. It was too much. And then she was, and you look at her face, she looked like she was really upset. I'm not doing this shit with these bitches. It was.
I loved it though. This is why we need Dr. Heavenly on the show.
But the way they showed everybody walking off, acting like Heavenly.
Yeah. The editors and producers have joked.
Yes.
Yeah.
But look, first of all, we have almost 300 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. If you have not subscribed. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and of course, like tonight, reality TV recaps. We're recapping Shahs and Sunset, and of course, Married to Medicine in a mashup. And we've posted the link if you want to call in for some last minute thoughts, because we're going to round this out in just a second. I do want to point out that I did enjoy the conversation after Dr. Jackie and Toya went away from the table. I felt like it was a healthy conversation that they had. And I didn't realize that Toya and Dr. Heavenly had known each other for that long. I mean, based on what we've heard over the years in regards to the relationship between Dr. Damon, Daddy, and Eugene, that would make sense. But it seemed as if Toya was really hurt. But I feel like Toya is using these tears in this hurt moment to make the audience feel bad for her. And I feel like Toya, I need a little bit more self-reflection. Okay. Danielle?
So I hear you and I love you, but I think that's a little unfair.
Okay.
Because, again, Heavenly is that doctor on the show that feels like women who don't work aren't good enough. So by Toya being a stay-at-home mom, Heavenly has always dragged her since she came on the show and always come for her. So where it might not have looked sincere, I think it really was an emotional space for her. And and I always think that little Rudy Huckleberry, because that's who Toya looks like to me. She looks like
Oh my God.
Sure does.
little Rudy Huckleberry was really in her feelings. And let me back up because I told you I had to jump off, but I was still listening and watching. Mm-hmm. When you guys were talking about how Toya came for Jackie, I think that was needed because, like some of the people were saying, no one ever checks Heavenly. And Jackie sits on the fence like Switzerland, like she's just supposed to not say anything to anyone, but yet she wants everyone to stand up and defend her. So, Heavenly's a grown woman, but as your friend, my grown woman friend, I have to check you when you're wrong, and no one does that to Heavenly. We say that every single week when Heavenly pops off on somebody. No one ever checks Heavenly. Yes, she's a grown woman, but if I'm your true friend, I'm going to check you and tell you when you're wrong.
Well, I just felt the way that Toya came at Dr. Jackie was like sort of out of nowhere. And I was just like, what? Why are you attacking Dr. Jackie? Everyone's there. Everyone could have checked Dr. Heavenly.
Well, could it be a place that was a buildup that she's tired of watching Jackie sit by and do nothing?
Maybe. But I do want to point something out. I didn't get to watch the full live recap that Dr. Heavenly does on her YouTube channel. But one thing I did see is where she calls out Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie on their fake reunion. Shantae, what did you think of the you and me must never part, moment?
I would think it was fake.
Really?
It might not have been as what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say contrived, but not as dramatic filled as we would expect it to with the two of them. But maybe we'll get that on the reunion. Because on the reunion when people that's where all the tears and the extra hugs and stuff come in. So maybe that'll, I don't know, or maybe they've done it off camera at this point. I don't know. I don't think it was necessarily fake just because it wasn't as sincere as some people would have liked to have seen.
But remember, I'm saying that Dr. Heavenly is the one saying that this reunion was not real. That this friendship is not what it is that they're making it seem in the scene. And she would know.
That's just one person's observation, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
And remember, Heavenly is always coming from a place of antagonizing, so we really don't know.
Y'all not gonna hate on Dr. Heavenly. She is saving this damn season.
Listen, I'm agreeing with
she a hater herself.
Okay, go ahead, Barry.
I am agreeing with her. Like I don't want to, but I have to because I agree with her. And I just this weekend just buried like a friendship of 20 years.
What?
Yeah, it's and why am I mentioning that? It's not because I'm self-centered. No, it's because I feel like no, it's like once things change and you hurt each other, that friendship can never come back to what it was. Meaning, like, I was hurt by this person time and time and time again. And then my way of keeping the friendship was slowly but surely all the time being available when she needed me. If she cancels on me last minute, it's fine. I'm not saying that they do this to each other, but it just became like that when not both parties are accountable for their part or their mistakes, and only one person tries to make amends, really, then it becomes unbalanced friendship, and it will never go back to what it was. And I'm telling you, for me, enough is enough. You can hurt me, but don't disrespect my mother. And my mother, she just went back to Lebanon. My mother, she had like a skin cancer scare. Like, thank God, and even that didn't shake her. So bringing back to Married to Medicine, I feel like this is the early stage of when two really close friends They hurt each other, and they really can't fully forgive each other. They're trying to for the good of the show to be back, but now their friendship is not going to look the same. And unfortunately, we as viewers will never be happy with that, because I agree with Heavenly. Maybe I won't say it's not real. It's just that the reality now is very different from before. Before they were playful, it was genuine, and I really can relate to that. And that's what I missed in my
Do you
friendship.
think that, though, Dr. Heavenly's comments is not necessarily just an observation, but actually based on what she knows?
What she knows from Jackie, not from Simone. So if she's getting fed, she's getting fed from someone
You froze.
who's the real Jackie, the Buffy case. When Jackie felt so entitled that you should be thankful that I'm giving you an apology. Like, it came off so arrogant. And I think that's the real Dr. Jackie. And Jackie will never forgive Simone for not shutting down Buffy, even when she was on the wrong.
But will the audience forgive Dr. Jackie for that moment? Because I feel like everyone, after all of these years of knowing Dr. Jackie on the show, I feel like a lot of people are holding her to the fire still for that moment that she's apologized multiple times for. I'm gonna go move on.
I am. I don't forgive her.
You haven't, or no?
No, not at all. For me,
Danielle.
she changed.
Danielle. I'm gonna move on to Danielle. I want to hear Danielle's thoughts on this. Danielle, are you there? There you go.
So I agree with Heavenly. It was fake. It was it was definitely fake. And another YouTuber, Funky Doneva, said this earlier, that they really have not made up in real life. He said, what we see on the show is what they're doing for the cameras.
But then Funky Doneva has a good relationship with Heavenly, so he's just reiterating what he's heard from her, though. Right? Did I lose it, Danielle? I can't hear you.
I don't think that's why Funky Doneva said that.
Why do you say that?
Like they are. He has a good relationship with Heavenly, but from the few times that I've seen him, I've seen that doesn't matter if he likes you. He will say when he doesn't agree with you. So I really don't think this is why. I think like this is another.
But my question is how would he know? How would he know unless you?
I don't want them.
Okay, I mean, I haven't seen the video, so I can't say, he's saying this based on fact or his opinion. But based on what we saw, that interaction between them didn't seem genuine. It did seem a little fake. And what Rob just said, Dr. Jackie not being invited to Dr. Simone's graduation was a line they can never fully come back from. Sometimes as friends, if you've been friends with someone for so long, it could take that one instance that can really hurt someone, and maybe Dr. Jackie needs to express that to Dr. Simone, and maybe she hasn't done that, because I pulled him out of your what was that thing, the Nas? I pulled him out of your Nas, and you didn't invite me to this. Like, I mean, I could get why she might be highly upset,
but the actions have consequences, and this is the first time that she's getting a consequence from her actions.
Why is everyone hating on Dr. Jackie?
It's not hating. It's just like what she did on the show, and the way she became mad at Simone just because she stood with Buffy. You know, she didn't stand with Buffy. She stood with the situation. That was wrong for her to divulge to the world that she has infertility issues. That's her story to tell. You know, she couldn't forgive Simone for doing the right thing, and now Simone is just giving her back. I would have done the same. I'm sorry.
All right. I want to round this out. I've enjoyed this conversation. It's been over an hour and a half. We have almost 300 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. We're doing a mashup of Shots of Sunset and Married to Medicine. We will be doing a mashup of the Real Housewives of New York and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills later this week. If you've been missing out on any of the conversations that we've been having, there's been a lot of Real Housewives tea that's come out. So be sure to check out Kempire Daily here on YouTube for more of that. And if you enjoy content that's consistent and on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe. Here's the road to 14,000 because I don't like the number 13. But I want to round this out, y'all. Shantae, I'm going to start with you. Last minute thoughts. It could be about Shahs or Married to Medicine.
So Shahs, I think we're going to continue to see the little bit of drama. That's what they did. It's like they know that that's what we live for. So, you know, I know you got your catching up to do in the previous seasons. I don't know where you are yet.
Season 3. I know.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I get off of here, I need to just go watch.
Okay. So you're on season 3. Cool. It's going to tie a lot of things together for you leading up to now. I think, what's his name? Oh God, I'm forgetting names so quick already. Oh God. Anyway, let me cut that short then. So Married to Medicine. I think as we get towards the end of this season, I just think I don't know. I think Contessa and her husband are really hanging on by a string. I don't think they're gonna call it quits by the end of the season, but maybe next season if they're back.
Damn.
I hate to see it because, like I said, Contessa really seems like she wants to hang in there, and they seem like a good couple. But you know, sometimes she just can't fix everything.
Unless it's a fake storyline.
Well, yeah, but I hate that they play with marriage for a storyline. I hate that idea. I hate that they would do that. Anila, I want to see her not care about Toya and her antics. I just want to see, you know, because if she's going to come back next season, she's got to have a solid friendship or a solid ally somewhere in the group of ladies. If it's not Toya, otherwise it just wouldn't make any sense to bring her back. So,
oh damn,
that's where I am.
Thank you, Shantae. We appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Okay.
Miriam, what are your last minute thoughts? It could be about Shahs, it could be about Married to Medicine, or both.
Binge on Shahs. It's worth it. So you will agree with us. Reza is not the first time that he goes below the belt against MJ. He went below the belt against everyone, and they have tolerated way more violent behavior from Gigi than whatever happened from Tommy. Tommy was defending his wife and he was breaking some plants. Come on, like seriously, put that into perspective. The guy paid his dues. He has an alert on his phone to be thankful, and we see that play on the show. I really have a soft spot for Tommy. I feel like what you see is what you get. At first, I thought it was a relationship just for the show, but they got married and they have a child now. So you got to give that to that.
I like MJ so far, even from early seasons. I mean, she's a mess in a lot of ways, but I'm not turned off by MJ.
Yeah, she is messy. She's just like Reza, and Reza then became more messy. The messy Reza, it's like their parts, messy and funny. They were equal parts. Reza, as the show grew, he became messier and messier than funny. You don't see him funny anymore. Did you really laugh with Reza last time? No, you didn't. And MJ, she's like, she is wary of the situation. She really wants that freaking restraining order to be dropped. Yeah. And I feel like Andy Cohen, if you're watching, tell him to drop that damn restraining order, because that restraining order is messing up with my show.
Miriam, any last minute thoughts on Married to Medicine?
I hope they don't break up. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, Scott and Contessa. Yeah. I really hope not. And I hope that Jackie, she gets a reality check, and that's she lost a great friend because of her actions. You reap what you sow. That's what is happening. She punished Simone for something that Simone didn't do. Simone was trying to have, hey, Jackie, this is not with your brand. You don't do that. Just apologize sincerely. And Jackie took that as an insult. How dare you tell me, Jackie, the peacemaker, the lemon squeezer, to apologize that I did something wrong. Exactly. So I feel like I don't feel sorry for Jackie. I feel sorry for her husband. That she's making him pay for his indiscretions every day. This is when everybody that does something like that has to weigh. Is it worth it keeping the marriage together? Because you're going to pay, and rightfully so, till the end of your days. So,
Miriam, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your unedited thoughts. And last but definitely not least, Danielle, what are last minute thoughts? It could be about Shahs, it could be about Married to Medicine, both.
Okay. So I totally agree with my other two ladies in regards to the whole Shahs thing. Mike is a mess, but we love him because he's adorable. I'm not really a fan of Tommy, but I accept him because I like MJ. I always thought that relationship, to Miriam's point, I always thought that relationship was for TV, but to Miriam's point, they've now showed us that it isn't. And that's it with them. I want I want Contessa to fix her marriage, but I don't think Scott wants to. I think for the new chick he just did the interview with the big old booty.
Oh.
And I just want to see how the rest of the season.
All right. Danielle, thank you so much for calling in. Oh, we lost her. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. First of all, we have over 250 something people in the chat. If you haven't liked this video, it's an easy and free way of supporting the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you're getting daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and of course, some reality TV recaps. Shout out to my mods. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you. Don't forget to follow me on my social media if you want minute by minute hot topics and exclusive conversation. Links are available in the description of this video for more information on how you can support the channel and follow me on social media. Thank you to everyone that joined the conversation today. I loved this conversation about Shahs. I'm going to get off of here, have some dinner, and continue my deep dive into the Shahs of Sunset. And shout out to my girl Shan and Van. I will be posting her deep dive in the link of this video. For those that are watching this after the live, let me know your thoughts on anything that the panel said, that I said. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Thank you to everyone that decided to tune in. TikTok, thank you for being here for behind the scenes conversation as well. Appreciate you guys being here, and have a fantastic evening.